Okay, guys, update. This box is get controlled by the ECU of the 2022 and up Kawasaki 310. This little box right here, it doesn't matter what I do, I cannot control it. Okay? So I'm taking that out. I'm gonna go direct to the motor. When I apply power to the motor, it brings the bucket up and down. No issue. I'm not gonna have any trim because the trim is controlled by the ECU. So even when I apply power to the trim, it doesn't do nothing. But this works. So what I'm trying to do, as far as having brakes, reverse, it works fine. What I'm gonna have to do is cut. So strip this back, cut the yellow and the yellow and the red wire. Okay? I'm going to put two relay. I'm gonna wire those two relays where I can get the bucket to come down and the bucket to go up. Basically, gonna wire them in series. Well, because this motor right here use reverse polarity to go up and down. Okay? So the relay is gonna do that. I'm not gonna have any trim. Now, I could have trim, but I would need two different systems. I can reinstall the old trim controller back into the ski where it was, okay? But then I would have to remove this right here because I'm not gonna need it. That's number one. All right, so that's one of the issues. Second issue, I cannot use none of these. None of these gonna work because this is only on, off, on, off, on, off. So it's not gonna work. This one, okay, this one would work, but I would need to get one that has 3 wires. This one only has 2. Second issue, or third issue, this one, because I got different one because I wanted to make sure that I was using the correct one. This one has 3 wires. Okay, so this one, I can wire this one to send the signal to bring the bucket down, send the signal to bring the bucket up. The issues that I'm having now with this style is that I'm not gonna have any neutral. The bucket is either gonna be down or the bucket is gonna be up. No neutral. For me to have neutral, I would have to press this and hold it down to have neutral for the bucket to stay down. Because as soon as I let this go, the way this is wired, as soon as I let this go, it will bring the bucket up. Now, that motor, I'm sure Kawasaki did not design it to have constant power. I think it's more like a 1 second type thing where you send the signal, the computer send the signal, bring it down or come up, bring it down or come up. That's what it was designed to do. It was not designed to constantly have power on it. So for me to be able to have neutral with this style, I would have to keep pressing this down. I don't want to do that because I don't want to mess. I do not want to mess up that motor because that box use was very expensive. Brand new is I think around $1,600 or $1,700. We are not doing that. Okay? So I'm not gonna be able to use that style of trigger because I would need something to cut the power after the bucket come down. But unfortunately, the way this is wired, I would have to keep holding it for that to work. So that's not gonna work. Best option, next option is simple. I'm gonna put a motorcycle toggle switch right next to the grip, where all that's gonna do, when I flick it up, it'll bring the bucket up. When I flick it down, it'll bring the bucket down. And then when I let it go, it'll just go in the middle and stay in the middle. So it would not be sending power to the motor unless I tell it to raise it up or bring it down. So when I bring it down, I let go of the switch, it's gonna stay in neutral. So I'm gonna have neutral. Okay, when I'm ready to go, flick it up, it'll bring the bucket up, and then on the way we go. That's the only way and the best way to go about doing this, because this would have been perfect because I would have, the trigger level that I want, to match the throttle. And then I would have had the up-down function, but I'm not going to have any neutral, unfortunately, because the way this is wired, so right now, that would be the off position for it, That's the off position, which is good. The off position is up. When I go like this, that would be the up position. When I go like this, that would be the down position. So once I let it go, it'll just bring the bucket down and come up. But I would have to keep holding it to have neutral, which we cannot do, because then I will mess up my motor, and we don't want to do that. For me to have trim, what I could do, I can reinstall the old trim motor in here, put it back in, and just plug it back in, and then I would have trim. But I would have to take off this cable, which is the two cables that run to the back, and then rerun my original cable to here and bring it back, and then I would have trim. I don't know if I'm going to do that yet, or I can just stick with the trim being like this and call it a day. So this is the neutral, I'm at the neutral position right now. But I would like to at least have it maybe one notch up. But when I send power to the trim doesn't do nothing. So I don't know I'm going to tackle that yet. But this is where we are today. Today I'm receiving the relays. I'm going to wire the relays. Cut these wires. And just piggyback from here. And all it's gonna do is gonna send the power to bring it down and reverse the power to bring it up. That's all that is gonna do. All right, guys. So once I decide what I'm gonna do when it comes to that, I've already decided what I'm gonna do because I only have one option: bucket down for brakes, bucket down for neutral, bucket up to go forward. That's it. Just using a motorcycle toggle switch to control it. I cannot control it with the handle. So this is where we are for today, guys. That's it. Once I get the motorcycle toggle switch, which is gonna look something like this in a way. Okay, see right now, this is the off position. So this would be, okay, this would be up to bring the bucket up, down to bring the bucket down. That's it. Alrighty, this is where we at. Talk to you guys later.